And what I'm going to share with you, as I was preparing these slides, it reminded me of Scouts. Did anyone actually do Scouts? Yeah, okay. I would imagine you're a Scouts person, Gary. So I did Scouts, and as I was preparing this, it kind of like took me back. And I remember standing in a dusty Scout hall with 20 other kids and the Scout leaders, and they were coming up with different ideas. They'd come up with games to keep you entertained, basically. And one of the games that they had, they'd get all the kids to stand up, and they'd tell them a time. They'd say, okay, 4 minutes. Now, there were no cues in the room for time at all, but they say 4 minutes. What I want you to do is stand for 4 minutes, and then when you think it's as close to 4 minutes as possible without going over, it's kind of like The Price is Right, I want you to sit down. So basically kids would stand up there, and the game was to see who could get the closest to sitting down at the 4 minute mark. And it's a pretty fun game to play. You can try it at home later on tonight if you like. So we were standing there, and I had a friend, Adam, who consistently seemed to win. Like every single time the game was played, he would win. And it got so obvious that people started to notice what it was that he was doing. And they would keep an eye on him. At first, they didn't consciously get what he was doing. But then everybody started to follow him and sit down when he'd sit down, because they thought, if I sit down when Adam sits down, I'm going to be very close to the mark. And about 3 or 4 weeks went on, and every time we played this game, he would win and everybody would start copying him. But then he let it slip to a few friends, and I was one of those friends that he let it slip to. He said, yeah, I've got this technique. I'll sit there and pace backwards and forwards, a little bit like a pendulum. And each time that my leg goes across, that's a second. And what he did was he came up with this way to take the same information that we were all getting, process it in a different way with a smarter strategy, and it was much more accurate. So once it started, we had a few of us who started to do it, and we got really good at it. And then it started to spread, because, like any good secret amongst kids, oh, don't tell anyone. I think 2 or 3 weeks, everybody knew it, and the whole room was doing this. And then it got so, this is probably for another story, the Scout leaders actually banned that as a strategy. They said, you're not allowed to do that, which, that's another interesting story in itself. But I got a really valuable lesson from that. Sometimes just getting a key distinction, a new way to approach a particular strategy can dramatically change the game and the accuracy at which you play it. What I'm giving you is that strategy. This is the strategy that has had a huge impact on all of the businesses that I've run. And it's evolved over time. Initially, I sort of shared parts of the strategy through SEO method 1 and SEO method 2 and then SEO method 3. And the difference between the SEO method 1 and 2 and 3 was, at that point, Google had changed. And the feedback I got consistently is, oh, I wanted it step by step, like you had in number 1. Write an eZine article, post it on eZine. Then take that article and post it over here. Then do a press release and do it here. And people wanted that step by step, because in number 3, I didn't do that. I just gave the fundamentals, because I thought if I give you the fundamentals, that'll keep you safe. But I realized that deep down, you still want that step by step. And that's why I told you it's important to...
Now we could continue watching that for all day, and you'd discover the exact methodology that we're using for marketing our business online and also clients' businesses as well. But I just wanted to pause it, I suppose, just to give you a little bit of an insight. You see, SEO has changed, and we've developed a new method that we call authority content. It's kind of like SEO, but a little bit more on steroids. It's that next evolution, and it's currently where we're investing all of our marketing budget. And it's not just me either. We've started to roll it out with a few of our top clients and some people like Andrew Griffiths and Troy Dean. We just know that this is going to be the future of online marketing, and we always seem to spot those trends before anybody else does, and then everybody jumps on the bandwagon and starts following us. You see, SEO, it did used to provide the best return on investment for your marketing dollar. It just couldn't be beat. If you'd give me $1, I could give you a $5 return. But we've seen the web change, and we've watched Google evolve, and now to get the same level of success with SEO, there's just so much extra cost and effort that has gone into getting that success. So to get a great return on your money with SEO, you need to start to layer in these multiple benefits. And that's why we developed this methodology called authority content. Now, you might have already heard a few people talking about it, because I ran a workshop and we invited 50 of my best clients where we revealed everything step by step. In fact, that's just what you were watching there, just a little bit of a snippet of the workshop. And the feedback that we got from that day has just been so overwhelming. Everybody who went to that workshop said this is groundbreaking material. So much so that I've actually decided to turn the whole methodology into a book. It's just that powerful. Now, I'm sorry I was supposed to tell you this. I understand that you missed it, but I do have some good news. I recorded the entire event. You see, I've got quite a large team and they're spread out all across the world. I had a good number of the staff that could attend the live workshop here in Melbourne, but many of the overseas staff couldn't make it. So we recorded that workshop, and I thought that you might like to check it out as well, because it really is perhaps some of my best stuff. It was a full one-day workshop. I pretty much spoke the whole day. I did have a couple of special guests though. They spoke a little bit. We had Tim Reed from Small Business Big Marketing. We had Ed Dale, Steve Ovens and Pete Williams. But really, the majority was me. And I'd like to invite you, give you the opportunity to actually review this workshop. I've turned it into a membership site, and you can see that's what we're in here. We're actually in the membership site here, where you can find every single session. We've got all of the streaming videos you've got here. There's downloads as well, so you can download the video or the audio version. There's the slide transcripts. You can see here all of the different sessions listed over here on the left hand side. We've also got all of the resources, which you'll find just underneath here. There's some checklists and transcripts and the actual workbook that the attendees got, and some different launch emails and graphics and things like that. There's even the bonus where you can get a copy of the SEO Method 2 and 3, where the entire course is included in here as well, because I just believe it's a really good addition for you to add into your learning as you go through authority content, to make sure that you have a very good understanding of the whole process. So it's all here. We've captured absolutely everything, the complete, uncut, step-by-step system that we're using to increase our traffic and conversion for our own sites and client sites as well. You'll find more details about how you can join the membership underneath this video. So just have a look underneath there. And I know I'm a little bit biased, but this is some game-changing material, and you'd be well advised to get a copy. If you order right now, within the next few minutes, you're going to have access to this membership area as well, and you'll be watching perhaps one of the most advanced online marketing courses available right now. Go ahead and purchase your copy.